the young, and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, fellow Genoa City addicts. Today's an absolutely wild day to be a fan, and we have so much to unpack. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let's dive straight into the absolute madness that just went down on our screens. We are still shaking from this episode. I cannot breathe. I literally cannot function right now after watching that ending. I am shaking, my jaw is on the floor, and I am legitimately terrified for my girl Sally Spectra. What the actual hell were the writers thinking? I mean, I love the drama, but my heart cannot take this level of stress. Are they seriously trying to kill off another one of Sally's babies? Because if they do, I am rioting. I am marching down to CBS, and I am flipping tables. Sienna Bacall has officially lost her damn mind, and I am both here for the villainy and absolutely sick to my stomach over what she is doing. But wait, let me back up because I am getting way ahead of myself. Can we talk about Sienna for a second? I knew this girl was unhinged. I mean, we all saw her lurking around the shadow room opening looking like a certified creep. We knew she was the one who supplied Nick with those drugs, and we knew she brutally attacked Phyllis to free Matt Clark. But this is next level psychotic. Sienna actually believes that Sally is some kind of parasite sucking the blood of the Newman Empire. Like, excuse me? Sally hasn't even been with Adam in ages. She's with Billy Abbott now. But in Sienna's twisted, fanatic brain, anyone who ever touched the Newmans and isn't bowing down to Matt Clark is a threat. It is pure delusion, and I am terrified of her. And let's really unpack this parasite logic because it makes me so angry. Sienna thinks she is some sort of dark savior for the Newman family, or maybe she just hates anyone who ever had Adam's heart. I don't even know anymore. Sometimes I think Sienna is just obsessed with chaos. She views Sally as this leech who took from the Newmans and deserves to be punished. I mean, Sally gave her heart and soul to Adam, she lost baby Ava, and she was left completely broken. How is she the parasite? If anything, the Newmans destroyed her. But Sienna doesn't care about facts. She is a fanatic. She operates on pure, unadulterated obsession with Matt Clark and his twisted crusade. So they have Sally driving in this torrential, blinding rainstorm. And my stomach immediately dropped because we all know what happens when it rains in Genoa City. Remember when Cassie died? Remember all the other tragic car crashes? I was screaming at my screen, Sally, pull over. Pull over right now. But no, she's on her way to get her pregnancy checked. She is terrified, she is vulnerable, and she is just trying to make sure her baby is okay after all the horrible stress Billy and Jill put her through. Jill has been a nightmare, by the way. I am so sick of Jill Abbott interfering. Because of Jill's toxic whispers, Billy doubted Sally, and that is why Sally was out in that storm in the first place. And then bam, Sienna orchestrates this fake accident. It wasn't just a crash, you guys. It was a calculated, cold-blooded ambush. Sienna literally set her up to crash, and then dragged her out of the wreckage. I was holding my breath the entire time. The way the scene was shot, with the lightning flashing and Sienna's silhouette standing over the car, it was straight out of a horror movie. I have been watching since 2015, and this is honestly one of the most terrifying, visceral scenes they have ever filmed. But it gets worse. Oh, it gets so much worse. Because where does this psycho take our girl? To an old, abandoned warehouse filled with drug chemicals. Of course it is. Because Sienna is the drug supplier who got Nick hooked on fentanyl and cocaine. It all connects, and I kinda have to applaud the writers for tying that together, but I am too busy hyperventilating for Sally to appreciate the clever writing. Sienna locks her in this toxic, disgusting room. Sally is pregnant. She has already lost baby Ava, and now she is breathing in toxic fumes while Sienna psychologically tortures her. I mean, think about the sheer amount of chemicals in that place. Sienna has been cooking up fentanyl and whatever else she was feeding Nick Newman. The fumes alone could harm the baby. And Sienna is just standing there, lecturing Sally. She literally called her a parasite. I wanted to jump through the screen and strangle her. Sally has worked so hard to build her own life, her own company, and here is this psycho acting like Sally is some gold digger destroying the great Newman legacy. It's infuriating. And the worst part is, Sally can't even fight back properly because she is so focused on protecting her stomach. Every time Sienna took a step towards her, Sally curled up, shielding her baby. It broke me. It absolutely broke me into a million pieces. The psychological warfare is just brutal. Sienna is pacing around, taunting her, telling her she's going to die there. She is playing mind games with a pregnant woman who is already traumatized. Sally is sobbing, clutching her stomach, and Courtney Hope is acting her absolute heart out. Give her the Emmy now. I mean it. The raw emotion, the sheer terror in Sally's eyes as she realizes this woman is completely irrational and intends to kill her. It is phenomenal acting, but it is so hard to watch. I know some people are loving this dark, gritty turn, but personally, I am just stressed. Meanwhile, let's talk about Billy Abbott. I am sorry, but I have been so frustrated with Billy lately. His doubts, letting Jill get in his head, questioning the paternity, it was toxic and gross. But seeing him find Sally's bloody necklace at the crash site? Okay, my heart broke a little bit. Jason Thompson nailed that scene. The sheer panic in his eyes. He is standing in the pouring rain, holding this piece of jewelry with Sally's blood on it, and he just loses his mind. He is screaming her name into the night. It gave me major flashbacks to when he lost Delia. And we have to talk about Jill's role in this. I know Jill isn't the one who drove the car off the road, but she might as well have handed Sienna the keys. Jill pushed Billy into this paranoid spiral. If Billy hadn't been interrogating Sally about the paternity, Sally wouldn't have fled in tears. She wouldn't have been on that dark, slippery road. When Billy finds that necklace, you can see the guilt crushing him. He knows this is his fault. He is holding that little piece of silver, smeared with her blood, and he is just screaming into the void. The rain is washing the mud off his face, but it can't wash away his guilt. I honestly don't know how Billy comes back from this if something happens to Sally. He will spiral harder than he ever has before. He will lose his mind completely. You can see the exact moment his soul leaves his body because he realizes he might lose another child and the woman he loves, and it is entirely his fault for pushing her away. If he had just trusted her, if he had just told Jill to back off, Sally would be safe at home. Instead, Billy is covered in mud and rain, howling like a wounded animal. I mean, I am mad at him, but I also want to give him a hug. See, I am contradicting myself because my emotions are all over the place. One minute I want Billy to suffer for doubting her, and the next minute I am crying with him. So Sienna makes her move, because Sienna doesn't just want to torture Sally for fun. She has an endgame, and it always comes back to Matt Clark. Sienna contacts Billy and gives him the most insane ultimatum. She demands that Billy hand over the evidence against Matt Clark. Wait, what? How does Billy even get that? Does he have to go to Adam? Does he have to go to Victor? Sienna doesn't care. She tells Billy that if he doesn't deliver the evidence to clear Matt's name, she is going to burn the warehouse to the ground. With Sally inside. I literally can't. This is too dark. And they didn't just leave it as a threat. At the end of the episode, we literally see smoke starting to rise in the warehouse. Sienna is already lighting fires. She is not waiting. Sally is coughing, trying to find a way out, but the doors are locked, and the place is filled with highly flammable drug chemicals. One spark, and the whole place goes up in a massive explosion. The stakes have never been higher. I am sitting on my couch, chewing my fingernails down to the quick, yelling at the TV. Billy is racing through the streets of Genoa City like a madman. But the clock is ticking. Will he make it? Will he have to sacrifice the evidence against Matt to save her? Remember when they tried this hostage stuff with Ian Ward? Or when Patty Williams had people trapped? Yeah, didn't work out great for the villains then either. But Sienna feels different. Sienna has nothing to lose. She is a total fanatic. She doesn't care if she dies in that fire, as long as she takes Sally down and protects Matt. That makes her the most dangerous type of villain. And honestly, I am kinda loving the pacing. For once, they aren't dragging the storyline out for 6 months. They are hitting us with the action right now. Every single scene feels urgent. But I am so scared for the baby. If Sienna causes Sally to miscarry this baby, I will never forgive the writers. Never. After Ava, it took her so long to even smile again. The trauma of losing another child in a fiery warehouse would destroy her completely. But part of me wonders if this is exactly what forces Billy to step up. Maybe this trauma bonds them forever. Or maybe, just maybe, Adam finds out what's happening. Can you imagine if Adam realizes Sienna has the mother of his late child trapped in a burning drug den? Adam would go full spider mode. He would tear Genoa City apart to find her. And honestly, I kind of want to see that. I want to see Billy and Adam, who hate each other, forced to team up to save the woman they both love, or loved. That would be epic. It would be the ultimate showdown. But right now, it is just Billy, a bloody necklace, and a ticking clock. Okay, back to the point. The smoke is rising. The chemicals are volatile. Sally is trapped. Sienna is unhinged. I am going to have nightmares about this episode. How are we supposed to wait until tomorrow? The image of Sally trapped in that smoke-filled room, fighting for her life and her unborn baby's life, while Billy desperately tries to beat the clock. It is pure soap opera gold. It is terrifying, it is emotional, and it is everything I want from Y&R. But please, please, please let Sally be okay. She has suffered enough. Do you guys agree? Am I the only one losing my mind over this Sienna storyline? Let me know, because I need a support group right now.